I have a co-host today because we had to go to the vet this morning. Are you just the cutest co-host on the planet? You're such a good boy. He is so good. Oh, now I'm gonna try to get comfy. All right, so it's me and Oliver today. We are chatting about. Oh, no more? Are you over it? Oh, you hear motorcycles? Okay. Anyways, it's just me, I guess. Oliver may come back or not. Today we're chatting about something I am so passionate about, which is YouTube and how to use YouTube for your business. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Auntie Tay. If you guys are new here, that's who I am. If you're not, welcome back. I've missed you. Wednesdays this year are all about business and all about selling DIYs and utilizing all of the skills that we have learned over the last 12 years on the internet of me teaching you guys how to use your Cricuts and soon to be your lasers and sublimation and how to turn that into a business online. This year, we're going to be talking about branding. We're going to be talking about setting up yourself as a shop rather than just selling willy-nilly, like whatever you want, whatever's working, the trends. I want you to become brands and help you with that. Hey from Rapid City, how are you with the fires? I am in Northern California, so we are nowhere near the fires, but we are definitely praying for all of the people in Southern California right now. Why is this a thing that every time I go live, I have to talk about what we're praying for? But it is a thing. And that's the thing is I'm actually honored to be able to remind people to pray for the really hard things that are happening in life. So I've got a few friends down there. Ashley from Chip Builds is actually very close. She just posted a picture of the fires. So pray for her, pray for just anyone that is down there to get out. And Northern California, where I'm at, actually where we just moved to in the woods, is a very big fire zone. So while we've had tons of rain, that's been a blessing. So with this crazy wind, we have not seen any fires so far. So Southern California is dry, and that's why their fire season goes longer than our fire season. So praying for them, and it's just completely devastating. My brother was evacuated, so just wanted to check in. Yeah, so SoCal right now, like we're a whole different climate, whole different everything, but still same state. So hey Kelly, hey everyone. Okay, so this topic, just been praying for you and your family. Thank you. So this topic is, I could talk about it for months. Like I could literally sit with somebody who wants to talk about YouTube and just chat for hours and hours and hours because I have done so much studying of YouTube, so much education of YouTube. YouTube is my favorite platform. It's where I started and where I will continue to stay because I fully believe in it, and and you'll understand why, hopefully by the end of this video. And regardless if I was choosing to move my platform off of YouTube, I would still continue to use YouTube, and that's why we're going to talk about it. So before I even break down why and how to use YouTube, let me tell you something. YouTube is the hardest platform to grow on, to become a sustainable social media. There are other social medias that you can grow on faster to become that social media being your social media that you're using as your platform. I'm going to talk about it from two different spaces. One where it's your actual platform, and one where it's a tool to help you wherever your other platforms are. And I also highly recommend having an outside platform outside of YouTube, whether YouTube is your main place you're trying to grow or not. Having a landing page with a domain name forwarded to the landing page. You can even buy a domain name and forward it to your YouTube channel, but get in the rhythm of using your domain name as your word that you use whatever social media you are on, whether you're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, that you are telling people, and you probably have heard or seen auntietay.com anywhere that you've talked to me or watched any of my videos. I have owned that domain since 2015, and constantly can forward it to wherever I want. So back in the day, it used to forward to my YouTube, because when I jumped on YouTube, I was full in on YouTube. I wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to grow on YouTube. I wanted my income to be AdSense, and I wanted to educate on YouTube only and grow that platform to get paid by the platform, and also to have videos that I can point people to do affiliate marketing and all of those things. So my goal was YouTube only. However, I made a really smart choice that I didn't really intend, but now I live by it, because I was able to actually take my domain name and forward it to my landing page, which then can take them back to YouTube, take them to my other social medias, take them to a product I'm selling, take them to whatever I want. So while YouTube is an amazing platform, it's not the easiest. It's in fact the hardest to grow on, which kind of makes me excited, because I've worked it and I learned so much about it. So back in the day when I first started my YouTube channel, I religiously watched any YouTube channel that was about growing your YouTube channel. I watched algorithm videos, I watched content creation videos, I watched analytic videos, like studying your analytics. So I ate up YouTube, like all of the things that you needed to know in order to grow your YouTube channel. And that formula works for every style. So if you are trying to jump into YouTube and grow on YouTube, I'm going to talk about that for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to take it to where is YouTube actually practical for everyone else. So skip past the next 5 minutes if you're rewatching the replay and you're like, I don't want to be a YouTuber, because this video is still for you. But if you do want to be a YouTuber, number one is consistency. You're going to want to have a consistent schedule, and you're going to want to stay on top of it. And number two is good thumbnails. So learning to create really good thumbnails. Number three, and I would actually make this number one, but it's also, like, we're going to talk about it in a little bit, is the content you're actually creating, making it valuable to your audience in some way. I want you to think about, what am I giving to them versus how many viewers can I get? Because when you can shift your mind to what is my product doing, my product being my video, doing for the person who is watching, you are no longer going to be consumed with how many people are here. You're going to be thinking of how many people have I taught how to do something. How many people are getting better because of my video that they are watching. How many people will come back to me because I've offered something of extreme value to them for free. Because YouTube is free. No one has to pay for these videos. That's the beauty of being able to grow on this platform, is we have a platform that we can educate people for free, all while the platform will pay us eventually. Now, when I did first start YouTube, you could not be monetized, because I've heard that. People are like, but hey, we have to have 2,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers and so many views. Do you know how many people I needed to try to get to watch my videos before I could join the YouTube Partner Program? I joined when you had to have 250,000 views, which was so hard back then, and you had to have, I think, like 10,000 subscribers, or you had to have a lot. So I actually went on this journey before it was very tangible for very many people. It was just because I knew personally some people who were growing on YouTube and starting their businesses, and I loved the idea of it, being a stay-at-home mom. I was like, I could educate on crafting because there's not a lot of that out there, and I'm doing it already all day, so I might as well document it and teach people how to do things on the budgets. So that's where I started. And then I grew slowly, and you will grow slowly. You may go viral. I don't suggest it. I do not ever suggest trying to go viral. You don't want to become an overnight sensation. You will then be a slave to whatever that content was. And I've had one viral video. I've had two viral videos. I've had one in my niche, and it's helped me massively. So you want your content that you're planning to go viral. So we're going to think from the inside out rather than what is the outside telling me to create, and I'm going to make a viral concept. because then you're going to be slave to whatever is out there trying to tell you what to do. You want to tell your content what to do. And then we're going to think of viral concepts. So let me give you those two examples. One of my viral videos was, so you bought a Cricut, now what? And it was a live stream of me and my husband making something with the Cricut. That video has like 2 or 3 million views or something like that. That has done leaps and bounds for my Cricut content, for my DIY content. I have another viral video where I talked about my epoxy, where toxicity and all the things, and that went viral. That has brought me a lot of people who don't know anything about me, who want to judge me, who, yes, while that video spreads a lot of awareness, and I'm very glad that it is a viral video and that it's up there, it doesn't do much for me. It does a lot for the internet, and that's why I keep it up, because I'm like, you stay up there, you do the work that you want to do, video, but we got other fish to fry over here. So some of those people have come over, and then they're like, whatever, she's whoever she is. That's not who I'm trying to talk to through my YouTube videos. Okay, so if you want more information on how to be a YouTuber, let me know in the comments below, and I will make more videos just on that. But at this point, I want everyone to know why I stand by YouTube and think YouTube is a very good tool that you need to learn how to use. Whether you're wanting to be a YouTuber, it's a kind of a different strategy versus if you have a business or if you have any form of social media need or website, period. This could be just for a website. You don't even have to want to be a social media influencer. That's why YouTube is amazing. So now, wipe that off. I'm not sure if that was 5 minutes. We can go into that a whole nother time. Literally let me know in the comments below and I will go over that specifically. Okay, YouTube. Why is YouTube king in the social media platform to use as a business? It is because it is owned by Google. It's SEO, search engine, and it's free for your people to watch, and it's embeddable. So those 4 things, that's it. Bye. No, let me break it down for you. So you say I'm gonna go with a business that is just like off the cusp, anything. Well, actually, let me just use for example, Dustin used to own a pool cleaning company, and he would do this, and they didn't really do it to the standard that I would say they should do it and stay on top of it, but it's still something that was lucrative for them. So you put out something educational. How many times have you walked into someone's home and they've done something and you're like, where did you learn how to do that? What do they say? I learned it on YouTube. I looked it up on YouTube. I found it on YouTube. So very often, how many times are you Googling how to do something on YouTube? Because you want to watch a video. You want to watch somebody else who's real life doing it, not a professional, or maybe they are a professional and they're doing it really well at teaching you. So we are constantly, I think there's like 3 billion, I don't want to give you the number, but there's in the billions of numbers of people Googling, constantly looking for YouTube videos on education. So if you can create some sort of video that has a educational aspect to it, bringing somebody to be educated, maybe you are wanting to be a YouTuber, so you are trying in that video to also gain relatability and sustainability in your viewer. You're going to use all of that in that one video, but we're going to capture somebody by offering something of value. When we offer something of value, we actually want to make sure that the video is offering that value. Do not say, I'm going to teach you how to change your pool sweep. I don't even know, you don't change your pool sweep, but let's say you do. And then in the video, all you do is talk about your cats. It's just not a thing. It is a thing. That's the problem, is people do this. And so then you lose credibility. You kind of make people frustrated because they're never going to follow you if that's the case. So you want to deliver on whatever you are offering. So let me just give you an example for somebody who may be selling something, maybe on Shop Auntie Tay as a project. So let's say you're selling crochet patterns and you want to gain traction on your crochet pattern. What you can do is you can create a tutorial on how to crochet. I mean, yes, you're gonna fall into a whole mass of things, but how to do a double single stitch, how to do a double crochet, how to do, and actually the smaller increments of education you can give quicker, better. So if you're going to do like, oh, I'm gonna make this whole crochet video and I'm just gonna teach people from beginning to end, yes, that's a good concept and that would be needed, but you could also put that on your website or sell that part of it. But you can entice people by teaching very basic skills like, let me show you how to single crochet, and you do it in under 10 seconds. Somebody is going to thank you later. And it can be rewatched. Yes, thank you, Greta. So that is the thing, is you are creating a passive educational piece that you can then take and constantly rework it, constantly embed it into wherever you want, constantly share it. You can send it out in your emails. You can embed it on your website. You can move it around. You can put it into a playlist that you're then selling an entire playlist. You can private that video later when you come out with a better one, and then you can archive all of your old stuff and offer it to somebody who might want to see it. Like, there's just so much you can do with just creating one video. So you're going to hear people, if you're jumping into the YouTube world, you're going to hear people talk about the algorithm, and I am anti-algorithm. I'm anti-trends. I'm anti-algorithm. I'm anti-trending. What are the other words for it? I'm anti-jump on bandwagon. I am pro do what you are good at. Do what you are skilled at. And if you're not good or skilled at anything, learn a good skill to be good at and educate on it. And or if you have a really awesome business, take a part of it that shows people how to do a part and then offer that service outside of it and say, and if you're still struggling, I've got this for you. So you're offering that free piece. They love it. They like you. Not everybody's going to like you. Get over that. That's part of the process, is just going, yeah, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody likes tea. Some people like coffee. Some people like matcha. I am who I am, and I'm going to attract maybe 8 billion of those people, maybe like 5 million of those are in my target audience, and maybe only half of those people like me, or a quarter of those people like me. That's still a really lot of people. So and that's the thing, is it's free to subscribe on YouTube. It's free to become a follower on YouTube. So these people can grow in liking you and learning from you, and really, so this is one thing that I always tell people is like, I have a thing. A lot of people do not like how fast my tutorials are. That's okay. There's plenty of people on the internet doing slow tutorials. That's not to say anything bad about slow tutorials. That's not to say anything about people who want to learn with a different style of teaching. The thing is, the people that are gonna stick around are the people who learn the way I teach. So I can continue to stay the person I am, teaching the way I like to teach, and those people are gonna know that they can come back to me and learn from somebody who teaches the way they like. Just like in high school, you're gonna have 800 different biology teachers, and some of them you're gonna click with, and some of them someone else is gonna click with, and you're not gonna understand why that person likes that teacher. That's okay. So if you're thinking, oh, there's already so many people in this, you're not, and your students aren't. So, or maybe they are, but maybe they're struggling because they're not learning from somebody like you. So that's one thing we are actually going to be doing this year with Shop Auntie Tay sellers, is I'm going to be showing them like, hey, education is key. Let's keep people learning how to use our products, use our stuff that we're selling. If you're doing a kit, kind of piggybacking off of last week, show people how to do that kit, show people how to make money doing more things with the things that you're offering. So I will go back and read some comments in a little bit too, so don't be afraid to send some and I will go through them. So we are not a slave to the algorithm. We are a slave to, we're not a slave to anything, but we can definitely put something out there that is a high searched ticket item. So what you can do is you can start thinking about pain points of people, and then you can start looking on the internet and seeing how many people are filling that pain point. So if you are like, I am just consumed with crochet right now because that is all my feed, and all I want to do is crochet. So I am learning all these stitches and all of these different things, and I haven't even found someone I really like. There's like a couple, and this is the thing. Let me just tell you. I've been watching on YouTube or on Reels and Shorts. I am not getting connected to any of these accounts because they are so quick, they are so fast, and I learned my skill and I'm gone. So what is YouTube really good about is you can do long form content and you can do short form content, and you can reach the masses, but don't forget to like brand that video, introduce yourself, show your face, put your tag on there somewhere. And that's just like a new fact I'm learning, because I'm like, wait, how do I go back and watch that one? I loved this one set of tutorials I watched and I learned so much from it. I don't know how to go back and search that unless I clicked follow, which when you're watching short form content, sometimes it just goes on to the next thing and you're like, oh, I'll go back and find it later. And you won't. So the nice thing about long form content and getting people kind of enticed to learning long form content is they can, one, be assured that they're going to find a teacher that they like, and two, that they are going to get to know you more because you're long form content. So I would say if you are trying to make like a viral concept in your target of what you're trying to hit, make something high value, not super long, introduce yourself, and brand it well. So you might just be like, how do I make a video? I don't know how to make a video. 12 years ago when I started, I probably wouldn't put this video on the internet because I'd be like, well, you got to get Final Cut Pro, and you've got to get a camera, and you've got to film it, and you've got to get the lighting. We literally have phones in our hands that have better cameras than we had 12 years ago. Free editors on filming editors, whatever those are called, video editors. I love InShot. I actually introduced someone to it and I was like, I like InShot, and they were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I forget that I use like Final Cut Pro and stuff like that, so I just am like, well, they can't be as good. But I'm also in the world of like, I'm trained in Illustrator and I still use Canva for things, you know? So things are stepping up their games in the free world. So InShot is so good, so easy to use, and there's other ones out there. So you can create, film, edit, put stuff on YouTube, use Canva to make a thumbnail, which if you guys really want me to dive into more YouTubing content and video creation content, I can steer these business videos that way as well. But I do plan on helping you guys learn how to make thumbnails, learn how to make graphics with Canva for your business in general. And then also, if you do want how to learn how to film and edit and sit down, one thing I will let you know is, and I know you can't go live on YouTube until you hit a certain size, but stop getting so caught up in the production of it. It's actually more distracting having high production value sometimes than you are just educating. I would say if you can focus on anything, make sure that your audio is not terrible, because still I've watched tutorials that have pretty bad audio before. I've listened to bad podcasts, even like audio wise, if the content was worth listening to. But me being a sensory processing person, like I cannot physically listen to a video that is terrible with audio. So I would say you are going to have people who get visually and audibly overstimulated easily. So don't even try. Just try to make sure that you are clear. And if you don't have the best audio, maybe do a voiceover. Maybe do a silent video with text only, or come up with something creative if you don't have the way. But we also live in a day where you can get microphones for like $30 too. So always try to step up your game eventually, but start with what you've got. iPhones have really good audio. So if you have an iPhone, you've got good audio. Just make sure you're in a pretty quiet room with carpet if possible, and put it like, I don't know, we can go into all of those details in another video of like how to up your audio and your video stuff, but start with what you have. If you are visually like creative, you can make your videos very creatively aesthetic, but I will say even that can be distracting sometimes, so don't get too caught up in that, and then try to get to the point and teach people what you can. You will eventually get to a point where you can go live for an hour and people will listen to you, but in the beginning, that's not a thing. People don't, I mean, they might if you are offering a lot of stuff of value. People love podcasts right now. So I used to say like, yeah, keep your stuff under 5 minutes if possible. But I would say almost the opposite, like two different things. Yes, keep your education under 5 minutes, but offer something long form for those people who just want to consume everything you have to say and teach. Because I know you all are so creative and I know you can teach and do all the things, especially if you want to go live. We've got live streaming coming up on Shop Auntie Tay, and a lot of you guys should be doing that. TikTok versus YouTube. I don't even want to go there. Okay, so we've got some questions. TikTok versus YouTube, says Haley. So I will probably never educate on TikTok. I don't agree with it. I don't like it, but I know people are growing like crazy. The one thing I will say, if you are on TikTok and you are growing and you have a following, start pushing people towards your email list and or a better platform. For a good example is Matt and Abby. They got crazy big. I don't know if anyone knows who they are, but they got crazy big on TikTok and they turned it into a podcast on YouTube. Genius. Now they are making a stream of income probably on TikTok and YouTube now, but they have a following that's not going to leave them if TikTok crashes, or there's just not an organic following on TikTok. I know we all love our TikTokers and we have like 4 that we just are obsessed with, but they are not, I don't know. I don't know, because I also didn't jump on TikTok in 2020 because I thought it was dying. But at the same time, it is a very good tool to use to grow quickly, but you are going to have to do a little bit more work on top of it to get people to come over to the real platform you want, which you guys are going to know if you continue to watch my Wednesday videos. Your platform is key, not YouTube, but your platform. You cannot embed a TikTok video on your platform. I'm sure there's ways to do it, but it is SEO searchable, but it's not the same as YouTube. It's like everything is just a hodgepodge of stuff, and you're finding like I don't know. And TikTok is just weird. Like we were just talking about it the other day, that like, I could go on all day and it would not be helpful in any way. Okay, working on cars. I learn best visually, says Stephanie. Yes. So also when creating a video, make sure that what you are showing is not wobbly. Especially if I'm gonna watch your videos, no, but I genuinely cannot watch vlogs for very long. I can't watch home videos for very long. Once I've watched a shaky video, I am nauseated for like hours. I hate it. So try to keep your camera stable, try to film, exactly what you're trying to show all the steps as well as you can, and then sometimes edit out the mistakes if you know that mistake is not going to be made by others. But if you are making a mistake that you think people can run into, put it in your tutorial or put it in your video in some way and say, I ran into this mistake. If you do, it's a common mistake. Don't be afraid to show that happens too. Okay. I love making craft tutorials on YouTube. I need to be more consistent with posting, says Winged Panda. Yes, so consistency is key for growing on a platform. So whether you're creating a reels, then you need to be consistent with them. It's just platforms love consistency. So they are going to push you out, but it's also just science. Like, it's an SEO search platform, so your feed looks completely different than my feed when I go to my YouTube and you go to yours. And it's not because there's magical little algorithm buddies and they're going, what does she want to watch? It's based on what you have said verbally, if your phone is listening, and then it's based on what you have already watched, what you have searched, what you want, because that's what it is designed for. The algorithm is designed to figure out what you want, and it only knows from what you've already done. So if you are consistent and say somebody watches one of your videos because it was a viral concept, your videos are most likely going to pop up. So if you have more videos on your channel and you have a consistent schedule, not only will the algorithm tell people you're there, but also you're telling people you're going to be there next week, because they're going to be like, okay, I've watched all their videos, or I like all of their videos. I wish they had more content. You can then be like, well, I do every Tuesday or every day. There are some people who post every day, and then there's some people who post once a month, and then it's really, you can tell your viewers when and where you're going to be there. We got to meet. We got to show up. And that can be a scheduled video or a live video, wherever you're going. How do you plan to be consistent with editing? That is a great question, Clarita. And I am working, oh my gosh, I used to be queen at content editing, content scheduling. Then I got an editor for like 7 years. I still work with him. We just created a video for our brands. But I went live for like the last 3 years, and then I just kind of like fell off the face of the planet for a little bit. And so I am working on it, but I know in my brain what to do. I just have to get myself physically to do these steps that I have not done for like a decade, because I was handing them off to an editor. So, but what's in my brain that I have to get into my hands is I have a very rigid filming system that I do, and it's not going to work for everyone, but I actually am kind of crazy. And it's actually why I hate having people help me film my content, because I film in order, in a specific order. I film my tutorials in order, and I only film the parts I really want, and I try my hardest not to get any pieces filmed that I have to edit out, because I don't like editing. So I film so that my editing time goes faster. That's not for everyone. Some people probably just were like, I don't mind the editing part, I hate the filming part, so I just want to have everything prepared before I film. But preparedness is key. Scheduling your days and your content and writing it out on paper and figuring out all the shots you need before you bring anything over to the editor. Drawing it out and sketching it on paper can be helpful. So if you have like a whole tutorial in mind, draw it out almost like an editor on a piece of paper and write in, what do I want to put in these parts? And I will actually film intros all at the same time. So say I'm filming 10 tutorials for the last couple months. I do not just film an intro for each one as I'm creating it. I will be like, okay, I have 10 tutorials. I actually do them in batches of 13 because that's a quarter of the year. But so I will film 13 tutorials in my style, organize them digitally, and then I will sit down and I'll make an intro for each one of those. And then I will add those intros, and I have a whole editing rhythm that I do or did do. And then I like add text to all of them at the same time, and then I schedule them out all at the same time. And so you can schedule your content, which is nice because you can batch film. So say you have somebody helping you with editing or filming, you can work together for like a week to create 3 months of content if you really need to. So say you're like needing to rent a camera or rent somewhere, like if that's kind of, but like say you do have a company and you're trying to use YouTube and you've hired like a professional editor to edit videos, you want to be strategic with that time. So say you're like, okay, I'm going to get ready and I'm going to film 30 videos like all at once, or I'm going to use an editor for 30 videos, so I want to get them all done, and that's a year's worth of content. Like, it's doable. I would love to see you make something simple, like a short form from beginning to end. I just got email that the live Calendly meeting today was canceled. There's no live Calendly meeting, so I'm not sure what that is. More info on being, I'm not sure what that is. Clear Day, you got to message me on that one. Yes, more info on being a YouTuber. What's a verse that has been helping you this week or month? Oh, I like that. Let's just throw it in. The verse that has been helping me, there's not been a verse that's been helping me this month, but the verse I've been clinging to lately is, see, I don't even know the reference to it, but I say it all the time. But when Jesus says, in this world you will have trouble, but take part, I have overcome the world. Like, that is my life verse, season verse, I'd say. But getting me through this month is nothing new, I wouldn't say. But that's a good one to like reflect. I could go on and on about what I've been reflecting on, though, with that. I don't have TikTok. I do not support or use TikTok. I kind of have struggles with supporting it too, Stephanie. Like, there's a lot of really bad things on TikTok. I mean, there's a lot of really bad things on YouTube too, but like, there's a lot of really bad things in the world. So do I stop going outside? You know, like, but also I understand not supporting a platform if you really don't think that it's good, and that's totally up to you. Like, if you don't feel like you can support it, that is fine. I appreciate your 30-minute warning that you are going live. I don't know how it works. I just scheduled these videos on Wednesday, and I'm not sure when the notifications or anything goes out. So that's good to know, though. I will definitely make sure they are scheduled. You can also notify yourself by clicking the notification bell. Okay, I'm trying to think of all the things I wanted to cover, and I should be more professional with these business videos. But I also was just like, I know this topic like the back of my hand. So, video creators by Tim Schmoyer is where I started really, really learning. I know he got bought out by someone and he doesn't do it anymore, but what's their new channel? But video creators, I'm sure all of his videos are still up. Great thing if you want to be a YouTuber, or learn more about YouTube. It's kind of like timeless information. I know things have changed. But yeah, so embed your videos, get them on the platform that you want people to be watching. So you can also grow your YouTube by creating short form content, teaser videos to go to your long form content on YouTube. That's kind of like a tool on top of a tool. So if you are trying to even just gain traction to your YouTube channel, that will gain traction to your business, or traction to your blog, or traction to your shop, or traction to your email list, you can drive people to YouTube, drive people to your list, drive people to your list, drive people to your list, drive people to YouTube, to your list. So I have this whole content cycle that I talk about, because your hub is where you want people to go. This is like your all about me spot, whether that's on your YouTube channel or your own website. But again, buying a domain, it's like $10 a year. So you.com. You want that to go to wherever you want. If you're starting on YouTube and you want YouTube to grow, you forward it to there. If you don't want it to forward to there, you make a landing page, which I highly recommend, because you can start getting people's emails, which is a personal way to communicate with your audience outside of social media and how they do theirs, because I don't know when they send their notifications for my videos. Because that's on them. That's when they get to. But I know when I send out my emails, which is Monday at 7 a.m., I know when I want to talk to you guys and when I'm going to talk to you guys. So I get to tell you that through my personal landing page. We go over sites we can use to sell on or have links to share, like Linktree or something else. I have seen a place called The Leap and a few others that are used. Hope that makes sense. Absolutely. So I like Wix for everyone. I like, you can do a free Wix site, and I highly suggest set up a landing page on Wix. Do not buy your domain through Wix. I always suggest buy your domain through GoDaddy because you can forward it wherever. If you buy it through Wix, it is technically yours, but it's kind of a process to get that domain off of Wix if you ever choose to not use Wix. Same with Shopify, same with any other hosting site. If it's like our building website platform, buy your domain here, buy your domain from GoDaddy, forward it to wherever you want. And then what did you ask for? Okay, Linktree. I love Linktree. I think that that's awesome. It's a free app that you can use to make as your landing page. But what I really like Wix for is you can set up your email list, and you can export your email list and keep your email list wherever you take it. You can always keep it updated and export it as it grows. That's also another thing I always support. And in your YouTube videos, offer something free that they go to your landing page for. So I started this out with my free Mickey ear printable years ago, and I actually just bought auntietay.com so that way I could have people go over there. And I was experiencing like crazy traffic because people were just coming over to get the free printable. So if you can offer a free printable or a free video that's private but it's on your website, a free something, but again, we're gonna deliver. Do I want to go to your blog, sign up for your newsletter, end up getting your newsletter, it's not in there, or end up having to just subscribe to your newsletter and you never even send it because it's just a way to get you to subscribe, then that's not good. You want to make sure that they're actually there. And I say that with kind of like a sass because I'm telling myself that, because sometimes I will update my page with my free printables and forget that I had an old video that had other free printable in it, and then people are like, where's that at? And I'm like, oh, that was like 10 years ago, but here, buddy. So I always like try to email it to people, but so I just say that. So make it valuable to come over to you. Make it valuable to watch the original video. Value, value, value. Add as much value as you can. It's like, say I'm starting a cupcake business and I just want people to come buy my cupcakes. What are they gonna want? They're gonna want to taste the cupcakes. They're gonna want free samples. They're gonna want to know if these cupcakes are good. So what you need to do is offer your first portions free. Offer it free until you get another portion of something, and then you charge for that last portion and you offer something else free. Always offer value for free somewhere along the way, and you're sending people where you want them to go. So platforms to sell on. I highly suggest shopauntietay.com. One, because you get my free business membership in it. And two, well, it's $25 a month, but you get tons of fun stuff because we're going to go live together. I'm going to challenge you guys to go live. And the way we are set up is we are a shop, so you can sell like if you were on Etsy, but we have no listing fees. We just have a monthly fee. You get free membership to my business page, which is where I'm going to be offering lots of education and lots of Zoom meetings with you guys and fun hangouts and all the things. And then we also have this live streaming technology that we get to use where we go live on all of our social platforms together, which is super helpful to grow for people to come over and shop from you. So, also, there's like Shopify you can sell on. Shopify's hard because you have to drive your own traffic, which is fine. And I can do another video on driving traffic to your Shopify. But you're going to have to utilize things like Pinterest and blogs and SEO and YouTube and all the things. So Shopify's a good one. It's great for owning a store and just setting it up. Wix is a good one too. You can set up a store with Wix, and Wix has a lot of integration. So like it's got all these really cool user-friendly things that you can just seamlessly work into your social media. So I really love Wix. I just broke Wix because we have so many files, but they are catching up. They are getting better at hosting our website. But it's just been a learning curve, but that's just because we have thousands of files that we host, and we come out with like hundreds of new ones every single week. So it's been a love-hate relationship with Wix. Etsy, I know that a lot of people get upset about their fees and upset about their pricing, but they have a huge traffic source. So you're pretty much paying to bring people to you for you. But you're paying a lot because they do take a lot of fees. And now there's just like a lot of like infiltration with like China sellers over there, like just stuff that like Shein and Temu, like kind of like that. It's like now on Etsy too. So not Shein and Temu, but you know, that concept is over there. So that's one thing we will not allow on Shop Auntie Tay. It's going to be handmade art and crafts and supplies and products that are either assembled by small business owners, not huge factories. So that's something that we are going to be focusing on, and keeping art alive and education alive, and granny crafts alive. Like I really want to keep granny crafts alive. But Etsy is a good one if you want to get a lot of traffic, but you're also having a ton of sellers on there to compete with, and mainstream stuff that's like print on demand stuff. It's just becoming like, it's becoming this, I want to call it like a crafting thrift store of just like cheap stuff now. And I'm not trying to talk bad about Etsy, because I think it's a great platform. If you are in my business membership, go to my courses, and there's an Etsy course, and I talk all about how to get your Etsy buyers to come to your platform as well, if you want that. I'm probably never going to do another one on YouTube again, just because I have the course already filmed, and it's pretty good. It's old, but it's good. Wix, Shopify, Etsy, Shop Auntie Tay. Michael's has a new marketplace. I've not tried it out. I haven't shopped there either, so I'm not sure how that one's doing for people. But yeah, so I think those are all completely different, but I'm not opposed to you doing all of them. So I've been selling on Etsy for years, oh, it got disappeared, got taken away. So I just know a lot of Etsy sellers are really frustrated right now, but I do really agree with a lot of the things Etsy does. One of the hard things about Etsy is like they are very inconsistent with their copyright infringement. And it's frustrating, which gets a lot of people in trouble, because they end up listing stuff because everyone else lists it, and then they get flagged, but not everyone else gets flagged. So it's like this mix up of, well, everyone else is doing it, they're fine, they don't get caught, but then you get caught. And so it's just not fair, which life isn't fair, but at the same time, it's not right, you know? So a lot of people over there are selling stuff illegally, and Etsy is not doing anything about it. And what I would be afraid of is Disney or like copyright infringement stuff coming after Etsy, and then Etsy getting upset, which I know is already happening, and they're putting it all on the sellers, which it's really an Etsy issue. Like Etsy should be handling that. It's an all of them issue, you know. I've been selling on Etsy for years, want to move to another platform. Would love to have you over on Shop Auntie Tay. I can't promise that you're going to make the same amount of sales yet, but we are going to be working on in 2025, really making it a fun platform to learn on. So I'm trying to offer that value there, is let's educate and learn how to up your product. You're going to get a lot of training on upping your product, finding an actual product that sells really well. And then if you need to take that over to Etsy, you can also sell it on Etsy, but you can also sell it in person. There's going to be a lot of education added to it, because I'm a big valuer of offering value. I don't want you just to spend $25 a month and then you're like, but I'm not selling anything. That's why I've piggybacked it with my business membership, because I'm like, well, guess what? It's like kind of like just having my business membership, but then you get the perks of selling and possibly making your money back. So I've been making ornaments out of cans, and I've been listing taken down for copyright. It's a can, yes, but if it has somebody's art on it, I will do a video all on public domain. I've been deep diving into characters that you can actually use and sell with, characters that you can't, and products that you can actually sell with. If you guys watched my stories today, I am testing out cutting book covers with my laser, and that's done a copyright infringement. Can I show people how to do it themselves? Yes, I can. But there's also a thing that we're going to be doing on Shop Auntie Tay where you can offer your custom DIY services. So somebody can actually come to you, and after they have bought your service, then you guys can work together to come up with what they actually need. So if they do need some of that stuff, you can do that together as like buddies after they've purchased your services of like creating something fun for them, if you know what I mean. So we're trying to figure out this like really touchy subject because everybody wants to sell Disney and copyright infringement, but what I really want you to do is learn how to protect yourself and sell, but also offer services that if somebody really wants something, they're not necessarily paying for that. They could be paying for your help to create something for them, if that makes sense. So, okay, so YouTube, use it, love it, learn it, like it, post something on it, but offer a value. Could have made that whole video just a minute and said that, right? So more questions, let me know in the comments below, and I read those always. I will be creating my Wednesday lives or pre-recorded videos based around your questions and what you guys want. So meet me here every Wednesday around noon o'clock PST. And that's all she wrote for today. All right, I love you guys.